Today felt like a huge gift. I mean, I did not expect it to be this nice and sunny. It has been raining for weeks, and even when the sun comes out, it's just for a few minutes and it's behind some clouds, really. So today was a perfect day to go outside and paint, and I was very happy to be able to feel some sun in my face and that I was kind of feeling as if it's already spring. Like this really reminded me of spring weather. And it's just cold, but not cold enough for me to like put gloves on while I paint, which is kind of nice because sometimes with the gloves, I tend to touch paint and then I find some blobs of paint in my clothes or even sometimes my face from just grabbing the palette in some way, and I don't actually notice that I've had some or touched some paint with them. So yeah, it's kind of nice to not have to use gloves. However, even though it was a bit warmer, because I was intentionally shading the paper so you guys would be able to see a little bit better when I'm filming this, as well as for me, because otherwise the paper just blinds me. I mean, that's the one bad thing about painting without shade is that um, your paper will blind you because, like, yeah, you get the point. But I really love this house and that, like, those shadows that are just like really long and just like crossing the scene. And I felt like this was a very simple composition, like the L or inverted L composition. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I tried my best to sketch this house in such a way that I wouldn't like be overly complicating anything. But that was really hard because there were so many objects and little things that um, I was able to see. And since I didn't really plan exactly what I wanted to paint, for some reason I rushed into starting it as if the light was gonna go or something. And the thing is, since the sun was on to my left and back, it was very likely that it's just gonna set on that and on that side. So yes, the shadows will move a little bit, but they will move in a way that it won't really change the composition, or it won't change the light as I'm seeing it at the moment. I heard from Joseph Spukvich that your painting starts when you look at your subject. So it doesn't really start when you start sketching. Like the decisions start from the moment you look at your subject and you decide that that's what you want to paint. And that is something that I need to be more conscious about, to be able to slow down and think exactly how I want to tackle this, what is important for me in this picture or this painting that I want to put down on a paper. I'm not trying to get everything as I see it, so it is very important to have a plan, especially with watercolor. And I did make some mistakes where I put the the sky was a bit too light at the beginning, so that came to be a problem because I had to add another layer, and then I went over the trees and I kind of ruined that first layer that I had already done, which it wasn't perfect, but it was a good first layer to just get the white of the paper off. And what that led was to, it was like a cascading or a domino effect where because of that, then I added more water to the paper and the paper wasn't drying. And so it just became a mess uh, because I wasn't able to really progress. I wasn't able to put the layers that I needed to put. And so the final result was really something very flat, something not very finished, you could say. But the thing is, I like the finished result, even though it was not like technically correct. I think that it's still represents what I saw and what I was attracted to. And I think that I got really bogged down by some like small details, but in some way I still made it work. And if I was to try this again back at in my studio, then I would just fix all those mistakes. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to produce like a finished painting in 15 minutes, like outside. Like, it's just not possible. Maybe in the future, but as of now, because I'm still getting used to painting outdoors and like the different situations and uh, the climate conditions, then it's a bit harder for me to expect of myself that I can get that I can achieve that level of finished work outdoors. And to add to the difficulty, this is such a small canvas. Like, this little notebook is so small that it's really hard to get into like too much detail. And also, it's not a watercolor sketchbook, so it makes it even harder because the paper doesn't act, or yeah, like I cannot handle the water as I would want to if it was 100% cotton paper. So there's a lot of things working against me, but the the whole point of why I chose to work with this notebook was because since it's so small, I have to focus more on like what's important, which is the values, the color, the composition. I mean, I'm focusing on one thing each day, not every day, but some days I'm like, okay, I'm gonna focus on color. Okay, today I'm gonna focus on values. Okay, I'm gonna focus on composition. So every day is different, but this notebook allows me to just do that. Otherwise, I would be bugged by all the small details that I see if I was working a bit bigger. But I am looking forward to working in a bigger canvas, and I'm sure that the paintings will go a little bit better. Maybe not, because since it's a bigger area, it's a bit difficult to mix a lot of paint in like the right consistency to get the right values. So that's a problem for future me, you could say. And right now, I just have to deal with the things that I did right or wrong on this painting. In any case, I really enjoyed today because it was a beautiful day. Tomorrow is gonna rain again for the next who knows how many days or weeks. So I'm not really looking forward to that. But next week I'm going on a cabin trip because it's my fiance's birthday and I booked that, and I know I mentioned that in another video. So I made it happen because I wanted to, and I know that she would appreciate that for her birthday. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's gonna be a new place to paint plein air. Like, there's only 20 days left of this project. Just over the moon, thinking that it's almost done. Meaning that I look forward to it being done, but I also like I feel like there's gonna be a little bit of identity crisis. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.